Hello everyone, and welcome back to Expeditions Conquistador. Let's continue on with the tutorial slash beginning of the game. So when we last left off, we had all of our shit taken from us by Captain, or Governor Dickbag. So let's go talk to him. Right. I actually had to take a break between last recording and this one, so let's see if I can remember how I was doing his voice. So it says, returning to the palace. You're made to wait for an insultingly long time while the governor finishes some allegedly important responsibilities. Fortunately, the palace has a very lovely garden courtyard where you can sit and pass the time, and hopefully ogle some mamacitas. When you finally let through to the dickbag, it is without even a hint of apology for the wait.
Yes, good. I take it you passed whatever test DeRosie has devised for you. I expect you'll be pleased to know the perfect opportunity has turned up for you to serve the people of Santo Domingo.
Like, look, asshole. I did not cross the Atlantic to play fetch for you. Once I've stocked up on supplies, I'm leaving.
I think not. I'm releasing the confiscated contents of your cargo hold to you, but your ship is still in my custody, and will remain so until I'm done with you. Intendio?
Intendido. Intendio? I don't know how I'm saying that. Is that like comprende? But not? I don't know. This is an outrage! Although, no exclamation, so this is an outrage. You have no right to confiscate my personal property.
Your father's property.
It's still mine, you fucking asshole. Semantics.
Your father's property. I have every right. I could turn the cannons of the fortress on your ship and send it to the bottom of the Ozama River if I decided to, and you would have no recourse to stop me. The sooner you realize that your objectives are futile, the sooner we can get down to business of how you might earn my permission to mount your expedition.
I could also shoot you in the face right now, and the world would not be poorer for it. The governor's arrogance seems to coalesce and roll over you in smothering waves. The governor makes a small pause to savor this little victory, then folds his face into a businesslike expression.
As you may have surmised, several problems encroach upon our control over this island. Most urgently, our supply lines to Santiago de Luis Caballeros in the north are being disrupted by a native cult of pagans that we suspect is using some old ruins in the deepest jungles of the island. Our supply lines must be secured, or the people of Santiago will soon be severely threatened by the slaves and the rebels.
And the troops of Santo Domingo have allowed this to go unaddressed?
Of course, they've been busy foreseeing to my needs, dancing up in little tutus because...
never mind. And the troops have... Anyway.
Captain Noriega refuses to take his troops anywhere near those ruins, and in any event, they cannot be spared. They are needed to protect the city against the slaves.
Are we superstitious or not? Yeah, I see merit in his caution. Old ruins haunted by pagan cults is no place for a Spanish soldier.
What nonsense! Spanish soldiers are fearless.
Apparently not.
It is their commanders who apparently cower at the smallest hint of risk. Take your people east-northeast to the ruins and see if I'm not correct. I suggest you catch the pagans by surprise and cut them down first. There'll be plenty of time to find out what they've been up to later.
Alright, I'll see what the situation looks like when we get there.
Yes, I'm sure you'll figure it out. Feel free to keep whatever items of worth you uncover in that place.
I highly doubt you'll let me do that.
We'll call it your reward for a job well done. Return here when it's over and we shall discuss your next assignment.
As you leave the governor's office, you are met by a young woman in uniform. Capitan Salvatore Batista? Isabella D... I'm not going to be able to pronounce that right. At your service. I will take you to the docks and oversee the transfer of your cargo into your possession. Alright, well I could be a chauvinistic pig and just take her hand and kiss it. Or I could respect the fact that she's in uniform and not be a douchebag. Well, we are a soldier ourselves, and we are a tenacious smashing bastard. We're superstitious, and we're kind of an asshole. But I don't think we're chauvinistic, so... Very good, lead the way. She nods once and leads you back out the courtyard toward the harbor. And I keep adjusting the music, but it still feels like it's too loud. So I'm gonna readjust it one more time. I'll be back in a sec. Alright, I checked it and it sounds okay, I guess. It's just really loud in my headphones. Alright, so let's go ahead and pick this up. Isabella leads you back to the docks, where Umberto de Rossi is jovially overseeing the final customs check of your cargo from the comfort of his chair, pipe firmly held between his teeth. Uncharacteristically, he gets up to greet you when Isabella announces your presence. So we meet again! Sooner than I had expected. Oh, that's me. So we meet again. Blah. Sooner than I had expected, I must admit. And I see you've met Isabella. She's a polite young woman, isn't she? The daughter of Andres de... can't pronounce that. Who come over with Columbus on the Santa Maria. You might say she's got the pioneer spirit in her blood. Old Andres. Andreas. Old Andreas had her with a tango girl? He took a fancy to. But as far as I'm concerned, she's as Spanish as they come. Umberto nudges Isabella affectionately, which does little to remove the beet red color of utter embarrassment from her cheeks. Yeah, we'll make some polite conversation. I mean, I know we're not very diplomatic, but why not? Are you hoping to follow in your father's footsteps, señorita? My father was a great explorer with a powerful lust for adventure. He was not much of a military man, but I must don the uniform to walk a similar path as he did, and I have done so without hesitation. Continue. Even Umberto seems a little puzzled by her cryptic phrasing, but he quickly changed the topic back to the merit at hand. Yes, well, perhaps that's a story for another time. I expect Captain Batista will be wanting to collect his cargo now. Indeed. Yeah, we got most of our shit back. We didn't get all of it back! No! That's some bullshit! Damn it, I fucking knew I should have stationed someone there. I shouldn't have got... Okay. It's all here, Captain. 500 wheels worth of gold and silver treasure, 1 reek of rations for 10 troops. There's a train coming. Valued at 700 reals, medicine and medical equipment to the tune of 800 reals, and 1,800 reals worth of military equipment. Hang on, I'll be back. Alright, I think the train's gone. And it dawns on me that it's weird that I say I'll be back when I stop the record, because, I mean, after the fact, it's seamless. It's just, oh, I'm just like, I'll be back. Alright, I'm back! I mean, it's like real quick. I mean, I know it takes some time for me, but anyway, whatever. So most of our shit, some of our shit's gone. So, what? We stocked 800 valuables and 2,000 reals worth of equipment. Umberto looks embarrassed. Those dock workers, most of them are slaves. The ones that aren't, well, they're not all up to the moral standards that you might wish. Your goods must have been stolen. God, I knew I should have stationed somewhere. I might have known not to trust my cargo in the hands of strangers. I do apologize. I should have kept an eye on them. Well, it's too late to do anything about that now. I'm going to need horses and carts and some servants. Of course, you may take 3 carts from the garrison. Seeing how Noriega's contingent seemed to be afraid to leave the confines of the town anyway, I believe we could spare a dozen slaves from the docks to serve you on your incursions into the island. Sorry. Jerk ass kid. Yeah, we have no qualms about taking slaves. Please make the arrangements at once. I wish to leave as soon as our supplies have been loaded onto the carts. Umberto nods and heads off towards the palace. Isabella steps forward again. So, your mother is Tino. Oh, shit. Oh well. Isabella's face expression hardens visibly, and a tint of defensiveness is carried across in her voice. She was a good woman. She loved my father very much. I meant nothing by it. It's weird how whenever you want to flirt with someone, you say shit like, oh no, it's cool, even though I said our guy's not really gonna give a shit about the natives. I suppose it was. It was confusing at times, but I learned a great many things. Sometimes I feel torn between Spanish and Tino culture, but other times I feel strength in the duality. Yeah, I'll just smile at that. You say nothing but simply give Isabella a friendly smile. Suddenly she seems to remember what she was about to say and stands at attention. I hope I'm not out of line for asking this, but I would be honored if you would permit me to join your yes? Do you have experience in battle? I've trained for many hours with Umberto, but no, I've never faced a real enemy. I would be happy to simply help with the carts and work around the camp every night until I'm ready to fight. This is not going to be a pleasant walk through the wood. Okay, well, what are your skills? What can you do to make yourself useful? Okay, yeah, no, we'll go with this, because this sounds like something I'd probably say, actually. It's not going to be a pleasant walk through the woods, senorita. Isabella frowns. I understand that. I know this island. I'm familiar with the conflicts that are tearing it apart. In some ways, I embody those conflicts. I'm not squeamish, and I have no illusions about what I'm setting out for. I only wish to learn. What are your skills? I've spent almost as much time with the Tinto as I have here in Santo Domingo. I know their culture and their traditions, not to mention their language. I'll be a useful interpreter. Okay. I also know the land quite well. I've traveled the jungles and the coast extensively. Okay, even though I'm not very diplomatic, it wouldn't hurt to have one along. And this is gonna sound weird, but I'm always like, I don't know why, but I'm always like, ooh, the romantic angle, let's go for it. And I'm just always like that. I don't know, it's something that I always look for in games for some odd reason. Anyway, yeah, I'll go ahead and bring you along. I might regret it later, but because I honestly have no intention of playing diplomat to a bunch of savages, but I'll go ahead and rumble with that. A sparkling grin embraces Isabella's face, and she sets off at a brisk pace towards the fortress to pack her things. Alright, so what do we have hanging out around here? So we have a soldier here, someone there we can talk to. I think that's Isabella. That looks like a mission. This is a market, and this is something else? Let's head off to the market first. Okay, so trading. Okay, that's exactly what it was. This is the trading screen. Trading is a bartering system where you can trade your resources for the merchants and goods. On the left side, you can see the merchants present of purchasable resources. On the right side, you can see our own tradable resources. If it has a low supply, it means the value is higher. If they have a high supply, it will cost lower than normal. Whenever possible, buy stuff that are in high supply, sell at low supply. All traders will reset every 7 days. Okay. The marketplace of Santo Domingo is tiny compared to the markets back in Spain. Duh. But at the same time, really, I know how to read. But at the same time, it carries an air of importance that must come from being the central hub for commerce on Hispaniola. Trade resources. So they have a lot of gold, or valuables, I guess is what that just is. Normal supply of... what is this? Rations? It looks like, yeah, that's rations. Normal supply of... I don't know what that is. Oh, medicine. It says it right there. I am retarded. And normal supply of equipment. The merchant has fair prices. This resource is in low demand. Normal demand, normal demand, normal demand. Alright, well, I think we're doing okay. So, we won't be doing that. Let's head over here to see what's what. Our Chocero residence. You're passing by a large home in the northern part of town when a man comes out at the front door and trots toward you with raised arms. Excuse me, senor! Senor, a moment of your time, please. What do you want? You are the new captain that came here on the Maria Teresa, are you not? I've seen your troops. They look very capable. The man hesitates. I am wondering if perhaps you would be willing to hire out some of your men to perform a task for me. I am willing to compensate you for your time, within reason. I don't believe we've been introduced. Oh no, I quite forgot. Please forgive me. My name is Marin Chicoro. Chocero. Chocero? Chocero, I think is how you say that. I am treasurer of the governor of the governors of Santo Domingo. Salvador Batista. I keep saying Silvator. It's Salvatore. Salvador. Whatever. I'll just call myself Silvator. Fuck it. Salvador Batista. Now, what is this task?
My wife is a soldier under Noriega's command. She was sent on a patrol to the mountains northwest of here, but her detachment hasn't returned. They are weeks overdue. I am beside myself with worry.
That's what I meant before about I do terrible accents. He does indeed seem to be beside himself with worry. Thank you, game, for clarifying that. Have you spoken to Dickbag? Trocero clenches his fist. Dickbag shares my concern, but he insists he cannot spare the troops to send after my wife, particularly now that he just lost an attachment. I'm sorry for your loss, senor, but I do not have the time to accept a rescue mission, a rescue incursion, and I cannot spare any of my troops. Now, you know, I might not give a shit about the nobles, but, or about the locals, but I'll help out a fellow Spaniard. He nearly erupts into tears.
Thank you, Captain Batista. Her name is Luisa. Luisa Chusiro.
I have such a hard time saying that.
She is a sergeant in the army. She is 31 years old, has long black curls, and she wears a medallion with my portrait inside it. Please, I will pay you whatever you wish if you will only find out what has become of her.
Marin Chusiro thanks you again several times, and then he thanks each of those troops who are with you before finally withdrawing into his home again. Goal started. The medallion. Let's go talk to this person. Who is this person? Concerned woman. A concerned-looking woman flags you down in the street.
Captain Batista, a moment of your time if you would be so kind.
Of course, senora. How can I help?
I would humbly ask that you keep your men away from our young girls.
Really? It's just straight up, don't let your people bang our kids. Anyway,
I would humbly ask that you keep your men away from our young girls. The arrival of your contingency caused quite a stir here, and your men should know that our girls are quite virtuous,
and we would very much like them to stay that way.
Well, you know, I mean, they...
My troops are gentlemen, madam, and I assure you they would never dream of imposing themselves upon your young lady, senora. How do I want to do this? How do I want to play the character of Salvador Batista? Because character is very important, and this is an RPG after all. And what is an RPG if you don't get into it? All right, so we are a soldier, and even though soldiers are kind of horn dogs, we're not chauvinistic. We're not a chauvinistic horn dog. And even though my troops are gentlemen, they are still men. And men have needs, and it does take two to tango. But she's just saying have them stay away from them because they're virtuous. You know what? No, fuck your face, woman. All right, you don't talk to me that way. I am a Batista. All right, and I help people out when they need it. But I don't like it when you just assume that my men are gonna come and they're gonna just bang your girls, all right? And it kind of feels like you're saying they're gonna rape them because our girls are virtuous. We want them to stay that way, all right? Well, if they want to come and bang my troops, then they're not very virtuous, and I'm not gonna stop them, all right? If people want to party, they're gonna party, all right? So fuck your face. We are speaking to a Batista, senora. I do not accept orders from someone like you. The lady turns beet red with anger. Well, I never. That's right, you never. Fuck right off. She spins on the spot and marches off in a huff. You bitch. You bitch! Let's go to the mission. I'm assuming that's what that is. It looks like a mission. Cathedral? Santa Maria la Menor? Yeah, okay, that's just a typo. It is a cathedral. So it's a mission, but it's a cathedral. The cathedral is still under construction and it shows, but it's already being used for weekly sermons and daily prayers by the colonists. Yeah, we'll go ahead and attend a sermon. Today's sermon is delivered by a Franciscan monk by the name of Caro from the town's monastery. The sermon is quite different from the seasonal themes you're used to back in Spain. It's clearly colored by the trials of settling the New World. After the sermon, Hermano Quero stands at the door to thank everybody for attending as they leave. He is a slender man in his mid-60s with a long white beard and gentle eyes. When you shake his hand, he gives you one look and then pulls you aside. Your Grace, a moment of your time, please. Capitan Noriega has mentioned you in passing, and said you and your troops might be heading north to Santiago? I think I'm saying that right. De los Caballeros, with the foreseeable future. I might. Very good. Could I perchance convince you to bring a modest load of Bibles to the good people of Santiago? Are Bibles really the shipment the people of Santiago need the most? Regular caravans are more important, of more important supplies go between Santo Domingo and Santiago, but this is a special shipment. The Word of God is sadly not reproduced in quantities as large as food and weapons. If the shipment were to be lost, it would be something approaching a tragedy. Yeah, I doubt that. Alright, well, since we are a conquistador, we are probably a man of God. But we do, there's no such thing as a free lunch, Father. Is there anything you can do to compensate me for my time? Of course. I would not think to ask something like this of your troops without offering payment for your services. It better be money. The Bible should be delivered to a Portuguese merchant called Tavares. Tavares. He has been instructed to pay you 2,000 valuables for your time and your trouble. Well, valuables aren't necessarily money, but they're better than nothing. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. The monk shakes your hand enthusiastically. Thank you, Capitan. Id con Dios. Id con Dios? Oh, is that go with God? Id con Dios? Con Dios with God? I don't know what it is. I know via con Dios. I don't know what it means. I'm assuming that's just go with God. Alright, so there's really nothing else for us to do. We can go back to the manor, but fuck that guy. Come on, game, calm down. One of Noriega's soldiers stops you as you're leaving Santo Domingo. If you have a moment, Senor Batista, Captain Noriega would like to have one last word with you before you leave. He'll be here momentarily. Oh, yeah, it's fucking Wario. Alright. Thank you for waiting. I don't know what dickbag it's told you about me. I may be far past my prime, but I'm no fool. I've spent a lot of time in these jungles, and I just want to make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. Sure, I'll consider your advice. Even though you just let fucking people steal my shit, you bastard. There are many dangers on this island. Savages, rebels, bandits, but the most dangerous foe is hunger. Hunger. Be mindful of your food reserves. Each person in your expedition will need one ration every day, and nobody likes having to go hungry. Where can I stock up on rations? The market here in Santo Domingo sells plenty of food. To the northeast, Santiago de los Caballeros has a fine market of their own. There are also 3 Tino? I have no idea how to pronounce that. Vowels always screw with me. Plus, I'm not even sure. I mean, I know they're native villages, but I don't really know anyway. Tano. I'm spending way too much time trying to figure this out. There are 3 villages of significance on this side of the island. 1 on the north coast and 2 to the east. Most Tainos are very friendly. Maybe you can convince them to sell you some food as well. A sword can be very convincing. The old man frowns. Yes, well, don't get ahead of yourself. Like I said, most Taino are very friendly. Well, that was all I wanted to say. Id con Dios. Id con Dios. Alright. How do we get out of here? Do we just take off? Guess we go to the rocks? Yeah? I think we just go to the rocks. Alright, well let's... Okay, so this is our personal thing. Alright, so we have jungle. The monks of Santo Domingo trust you with a shipment of Bibles to Santiago. Remember to drop them off the next time you're near that town. Sergeant Luisa, patrol northeast. Overdue. Alright, so we got some side quests and we got jungle drums. So our resources, how many rations do I have? So we have 70 rations. And in our follower management, okay. Follower management gives you an overview of the status of your expedition, as well as letting you promote and equip your followers. The skills tab lets you promote your followers if you have enough experience. The possible ranks are Recruit, Man-at-Arms, Veteran, Sergeant, Lieutenant. You can only have 2 sergeants and 1 lieutenant at the same time. Okay, so promote your favorite. A promotion improves the follower in several ways. Combat effectiveness, one active class ability, 1 passive ability of your choosing, and 3 points to increase their camping skills, whatever that means. Remember to upgrade your followers' camping skills after promoting them. Each skill corresponds to a task when you pick camp. Your overall chance of success in each task is determined by the total skill value of all followers assigned to that task. You can use equipment to upgrade the quality of weapons and armor. As you promote them, your followers will be able to equip better gear. If an expedition member has multiple weapon proficiencies, you can switch between their weapons with the arrow buttons. Okay? Hey! Our peeps got an upgrade. Upgrade! So he is a recruit. We can upgrade him to Man-at-Arms. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So is it just a pool? I think it's just a pool. A pool of experience, and then we pick one person. Okay, so they not all of them can upgrade, but we can upgrade one of them. Interesting. What does this do? Hang on, let's find who do I want to play around with? I think I want one of my soldiers. So these are my doctors. These are my scouts. Oh, their little symbols are down there. Okay, so I think I want to promote one of my soldiers. Who was in that battle with us? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rosalia was in that fight with us. But here's Isabella. What skills do you have, girl? Guarding, patrolling, hunting, herbalism. Okay, so all the soldiers have the same. Guarding, patrolling, hunting, and herbalism. The scouts have the same ones, but they're reversed. The scholar has hunting, herbalism, and tinkering, whatever that does. And the time needed to complete upgrades. Interesting. Guarding, patrolling, hunting, and tinkering is the scouts, and the scholars, or doctors I should say, have herbalism. Okay. Alright, well, let's go ahead. What does this do? No equipment. 1 equipment. Oh, we just give them equipment? What does this do? Unassigned equipment. Oh, okay, so here's... You can assign this equipment to your expedition members with the plus and minus buttons above. Okay, okay. So we can just do this. So right now she's using a cutlass. How do we get to these? Like longsword and broadsword. How do we do this? So she can just use a cutlass and a navaja. A glaive and a navaja. Yeah, you're gonna stay with the glaive. So you have a cutlass, which is a sword and shield. and you use a short bow. Medium damage, normal critical hit multiplier at long range. Okay, so the equipment's just generic stuff. I don't know, man. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go ahead. No, you know what? Rosalia, she was in that practice fight with us. We'll go ahead and boost her up. So we will promote Rosalia to Man-at-Arms. I suppose I should see what the bonuses do. Damn it, you know what? I'm gonna read through all this and I'll be back. Okay, so I've read through all of them. The soldiers at Man-at-Arms, they get a stun attack. The scouts get a sneak, like a sneak move. Sneaky times. The Scholar gets coordinate attack, which boosts everyone's damage over the next... like the next time you attack, it boosts everyone's damage. Or during that turn, I should say. It boosts everyone's damage. The Hunters get a quick shot attack, which allows them to attack twice. And the Doctors get some kind of special cure. So I'm still going to go ahead and upgrade Rosalia Padilla. I'm going to boost her up to Man-at-Arms. Alright, promotion. Man-at-Arms, plus 5% melee bonus, 5% ranged, 5 defense. Gain stun. Use on an enemy. The target will become stunned and lose its next turn. So prereqs for all of these are Man-at-Arms. Prereq Recruit Scholar. Okay, so they get a pick. Already have this ability. Blowgun. Recruit Ranged. So I think this is the one... Are these the generic ability? Oh no, okay. I think we get stun just period. We just get stun, right? When we upgrade. And then we get some other generic abilities. That could be a good one to have. I have 5%, that's really not a whole lot to gamble on. Opportunist would be a good one to have. Night vision. Darkness penalty is ignored. The follower deals 10% damage when they're 8 spaces or more from the nearest ally. I don't really like that. Especially since soldiers can't move very quickly. The follower's attacks ignore up to 7 points of the target's armor. That could be good to have. The follower receives 20% more endurance from Doctor's Restore, Cure, and Revive abilities. That could be a good one. The follower's critical hit chance is increased by half. Bonus when flanking this follower is reduced. Enemies' critical hit is halved. Give a chance to avoid damage over time. Effects of very poison attack. Okay. The follower's defense is increased by 5 versus melee attacks. I'm probably gonna have to read through these real quick too. Hang on, I'll be right back. I actually kind of like that opportunist one. The follower can make 1 extra attack of opportunity for every turn. Because what that'll allow us to do is it'll allow us to use Padilla as it'll allow us to try to bottleneck some people. So I mean there might not be a whole lot of opportunity to use it, but having 2 attacks of opportunity every turn could be fairly helpful. Although I'm not sure, maybe I should just boost her defense some. I mean I do want her to have survivability, but opportunist would be a good one. For strategy, you know, for strategic positioning. Although she's not very fast. Soldiers aren't. They only have like, what was it, like 4 or 5 movement points, some shit like that. So sharpshooter might be, well, no, because they're not very good at ranged attacks anyway, so I don't really want to give her sharpshooter. I don't really plan on having her use Doesn't she already have a polearm? Hang on. Okay, maybe Rosalie wasn't the one we took in the battle with us. Was it Rita? It must have been Rita, because the soldier we took into combat had a polearm. High damage, low critical hit multiplier. Medium damage, normal. High damage, normal critical hit multiplier, short range. What do the bows do? None of my guys have bows. They all have arquebuses. What arquebus? You have a bow, okay. Medium range, normal critical hit, or medium damage, long range. Okay, so bows are better for long range shooting. And arquebus, okay, yeah, so they only have 4 movement spaces. Or they can only move 8 spaces. Okay, so it's Rita. Rita's the one who wanted to upgrade. Okay, so she currently uses polearm. The follower deals 10% more damage versus the opposite gender. Cute. Okay. So I definitely want survivability more than... I mean, I don't know, man. Opportunist, it just feels like the right thing to take. So let's take it. Alright. So then we have 3 available skill points to upgrade her camp shit. So do I want to have her... We're going to avoid herbalism, tinkering, and hunting for the soldiers, I think. Just because, I mean, they're not very good at it anyway. So I think for Rita, we're going to go ahead and put... We're going to boost guarding to 8. And I don't know if I should just focus on 1 or... Yeah, I don't know if I should just focus on 1 and have her always do guard, or if I should also have her... I mean, I don't want her to be stagnant in other things. Like if I need to have her cover patrolling if someone else can't, then I don't want her to be shitty at it. So we'll go ahead and do that. I kind of want to give some equipment to peeps. How does this work? Ah, okay. What does a halberd do? Alright, so the glaive is 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. Okay. So we'll go ahead and not give any equipment out to anybody yet. I actually think this episode's been going on for a while because I've been just bullshitting, mostly. So we'll go ahead and end it here. I think next time, we'll go ahead and head out into the wilderness and see what is what. So, thank you very much for watching, and join us next time on Expeditions Conquistador.